you don't really understand the value you bring to the market and how you build your strategy until you really understand the strategy and value your competitors bring to the market. In business, like in poker, the good players are playing with their cards to win. The best players are playing with their cards, but also knowing the cards of the competitor they're going against. Some years ago, I was trying to play poker and be better in poker. And I began reading books and taking courses and stuff like that to really understand how to be better at poker. And I got into a subject or a part that I really, really like. And they said the best players not just play with their cards, they play also with the cards of their competitors. And I was like, how can you know? And they said the best players understand their cards and they know their strengths and weaknesses. But they also, the way their competitor or the other players are playing, gives them some knowledge or idea of what they have in their hand. And they just don't play to their strengths. They play to the weaknesses of the people they're playing against. So if you could understand what cards your competitors have, you could be way more powerful to go against their weaknesses and be able to win the game. In strategy, it's exactly the same. And indeed, in your business and strategy, it's even easier. Why? Because you see what your competitor is playing and you understand the strategy of your competitors. So if you're just playing to your strengths, most likely you're going to lose the game. The best CEOs, the most strategic CEOs in the world, usually play to their strengths, but also play to the weaknesses of your competitors. In this video, we're going to talk about how can you understand the weaknesses of your competitors so you could play against their weaknesses and win against them, and of course, dominate the industry and scale your company. So whenever I help a company design the strategy, we usually ask a lot of questions on why are we the best in the world at, or what's our strengths, our brand promise, and all of that. But the best strategies do their analysis of their own strategy and what they do, how they bring value to the world, but they also spend a lot of time really understanding their competitors, what they do, how they market their products, what their brand promise is, and that will help you give a light or some idea of what their strengths and weaknesses, and you can understand their weaknesses and play to their weaknesses. By the way, if you haven't done so, you could download below a tool of 36 stratagems by Kai Encryptor. That is an amazing tool that will help you better understand your strategy, but most importantly, the strategy of your competitors and their weaknesses, so you could play to your strengths and the weakness of your competitors. So now let's talk about how understanding your strategy and the strategy of competitors, it will help you drive a better business or a more competitive business and be able to win customers from your competitors. First, increase your marketing effectiveness and differentiator. The best companies in the world, they're very, very clear what they do and what their competitors doesn't do, and they use it on their marketing. As an example, Avis, the car company, the car rental company, they had this phrase that said, we try harder. We're number 2, but we tried harder. What was their message to their clients? If you work with us, our team is going to work harder to make you happy. And that was their brand promise. That was their differentiator. Say, hey, we're number 1, but we try harder. Usually the number 1, because they know they're number 1, they will not put the best effort to make you happy. They say, we're number 1, but we use that as a negative, let's say, but positive for you, because we're going to try harder for you. So the most effective companies use it for marketing and how to differentiate themselves from the competition. Second is to help you validate your differentiating strategy. You know you have a strategy and you know how that makes you different from the competitor. Once you understand your competitor's weaknesses, you're going to validate your strategy and make sure that your strengths will go against the weaknesses of your competitor so you could win clients from them. Third, collect or come up with innovative ideas. I see a lot of clients that they're so focused on their own business model that they don't have new ideas and they're stuck and they try to do innovation and do new things and they have no idea what new to do. And I said the best way for you to understand what you need to do better or different, let's look at our competitors. And we spend a lot of time talking about their competitors. And something that is very interesting, sometimes I ask the company, said, hey, who are your competitors? Well, no one, we're unique. No, you always have a competitor. So it's very important that you understand who are the most important competitors that you have and be able to have a very, very deep analysis of what they do to be able to come with ideas that are unique for you. As an example, I asked them, what is your competitor willing to do that you're not willing to do? What is your competitor doing to steal clients from you? Why are some of your clients leaving you and going to work with your competitor? And usually whenever they're answering these kind of questions, they get these new ideas and things that are painful for them, but they really understand why they're doing it and what can they do differently for them to stop losing clients to their competitors. And last, and super important, pricing. How do you price your products? And by the way, most of the entrepreneurs and C-level executives that I work with, they usually said, okay, my cost is this, I want to have a margin of 20%, this is my price. No, pricing is very unique, and pricing should be based on how much value you're providing to your client. So if you really understand your strengths, the weaknesses of your competitors, and how do you add value to the world, how do you add value to your clients, you're able to put a pricing that makes sense, not just on a cost basis, but more on a value basis for your client. As an example, hey, I could do this watch, let's say for $80. So if I do this watch for $80, I could say, well, I want to make $20 or 20%, I'm going to sell it for $100. But for me, this watch gives me way more value than $100. I'm probably willing to pay you $300 or $500 or $1,000. Why? Because of the value this watch provides to me. So whenever you understand your strengths and weaknesses and your competitor strategy, now you could price your product based on value, not on cost. And usually that gives you better margins. And of course, that will allow you to have more margins, to be able to be more competitive with marketing or whatever, to be able to win in the industry. So there you have it. That's why it's so important to understand your strategy and also your competitor strategy and how you could use it for your advantage to be able to gain more market share or win more clients and be able to scale your company and of course, reduce the drama of the operation and enjoy the ride. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you got a great value from it. And please, I'll really appreciate if you like this video so the algorithm of Google and YouTube will take us to many more CEOs and C-level executives. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you can get more videos from us and be able to scale your company faster and reduce the drama. Thank you very much. This is to your success. Bye.